one handle on the lever on rose door handle pair has got its polished chrome peeling off. And I will be switching it around, from a spare whose polished chrome isn't defective. The peeling or mechanical wear and tear on the polished chrome may have been caused by heavy traction in the bathroom through turning the handle erratically, and with a lot of steam in the bathroom, this could happen to as well. Even when the boost and trickle speeds on your decentralized mechanical extract ventilation is working correctly, this just happens. Unfortunately, it's just one of them things that you'd have to deal with when your door handle comes to the end of its shelf life. You should get some good shelf life out of most interior door handles, but if you swap them out or fit them on the exterior, they may suffer wear and tear, become defective due to adverse weather conditions or heavy usage or traction. And here I have fitted the Euro Locke door handle polished chrome and swapped out the Livon Rose door handle polished chrome. So obviously I will be reusing the Livon Rose door handle brushed nickel in place of where I have got the peeling brushed nickel. In a future video, I will be showing you how I installed the Euro Locke door polished chrome. For the purpose of this video, I will be retrieving the Livon Rose door handle, which is not defective, it's still conforming, and it's a spare and can still be used on a different door. Okay, so I will be using this, to retrofit the peeling Livon Rose door handle. You have also got the strike plate and other door spare accessories. Just save them up. You can always use it on a different door, especially if you've got the same type of door handle on most of your doors. So don't just bin them once you've swapped them out, okay? You can always save them and use them at a later date, provided you salvage them, okay? All right, so let's proceed to try to retrofit, the spare Livon Rose handle on the peeling door handle. If your spare has a hex screw, to get it out, just get, a hex screw bit, which is the H3 here. Put that into your magnetic bit holder and try and, undo the hex screw, which is screwed on to the bar that you see here. Sometimes you might have your handles without, the hex screw fitted, and that's because the thumb turn provides an impediment or obstacle towards fitting in the hex bolt. So sometimes you don't get them installed, but if you do have them installed, by all means get it out with a H3 hex screw bit. And so to undo the Livon Rose door handle, just get your Phillips head screwdriver into the cover here. You just slide that in and the cover comes off. And you can see what I mean here. The hex bolt wasn't fitted in this case, probably because the thumb turn, was an impediment towards fitting in, the hex screw. So you see, they just left it out, okay? So don't bother with taking any hex screw out because there isn't any fitted in the first place, okay? And if you look closely, you've got about 6-star screw heads in there. So, get, the PH2 screw bit, get that into your magnetic bit holder and undo them screws. Vary the speed on the drill to 1 for torque loosening, and also press the knob in the reverse direction, okay, for torque loosening. So we're getting out all them 6 off screws, that, attaches the handle onto the door. And since we're just changing one door handle, we get, the handle off from the bar, where it's sat in position. And you can see the handle from a close range. It's not aesthetically pleasing. And, it would warrant, changing it with a brand new one. It is functional. There's nothing wrong with it other than the peeling. But, it doesn't look good on the eye. So I will be changing it or swapping it with the spare. So retrieve the spare and take out, the cover casing from the Livon Rose handle. Okay, so if taking this out from the bar, I will take off the cover from the handle and slide that through the bar that we've got sat in position on its locus or provenance, on the door. Push the knob on the drill down for torque tightening and slide the lever-on rose onto the bar. Slave all the screws back in to the original pre-existing holes. And if possible, with the aid of a Phillips screwdriver, slot the screws into their original positions in situ. Then torque tighten the screws through the lever-on rose door handle onto the door so that it is flush in relation to the door. Don't torque tighten one screw all the way down. Instead, torque tighten the screws progressively, so just a little bit on each screw, so that the lever on door rose handle progressively moves down onto, or latches progressively onto the door. That way, you don't stress the pre-existing hole cavities, and you don't have one screw flush down all the way and one screw still extending to its full length. Instead, you get a more progressive installation. And once I finish this last screw off here, I will be grabbing the Phillips head screw number 3 to hand torque tighten each screw 1 cycle turn or half a cycle turn, just to make sure that it's got a rigid connection with the door, as you do not want any lax or any loose bits during usage or after commissioning the retrofitted door handle. You can use a star head, a Phillips head, provided it slots in perfectly into the head and it doesn't deburr the screw head. The next step would be to fit the cover casing on and push that down or rotate it down until it latches onto the lever-on rose door frame board. And that's your door handle sorted. The prior installation didn't necessitate the installation of this hex bolt, but I've got it as a spare. I will like to use it, so I would be screwing it down through the underneath of the lever-on rose door handle. But watch and observe what happens. It's virtually almost impossible to screw the hex bolt where the thumb turn presents a bottleneck or obstacle with regards to screwing it down at 90 degrees. You can only do it at 90 degrees. There is no other way to get the screw in there. That was why it was omitted during its original installation. Firstly, I hand tightened the hex screw into position, okay, so that it's slaved into position. Then torque tighten the hex screw with the hex Allen key. So I will be using a smaller hex bolt Allen key that fits perfectly into the head of the hex bolt to screw down the hex screw or bolt into the hole position in situ. So I will keep hand torque tightening by rotating the Allen key clockwise until it can't go further anymore. Then replicate the process subsequently on the other door handle, as it's got a screw missing from the original installation. So it's pretty much the same thing, where you screw down the hex screw in and then hand torque tighten with the Allen key. Using a ratchet wasn't feasible for the torque tightening process of the hex screw, as the thumb turn would have still presented an impediment towards the torque tightening process, as shown here. And that's about it really. If you found the information useful, don't forget to subscribe, like and share, help the channel grow, and hopefully catch up with you later. Thank you for your time and thank you for listening. Goodbye.